Hello everybody, I'm going to get right to it. I'm going to bring you something I've learned. A new phrase. We'll put it like that. Last week, God gave me this phrase while I was in worship to Him and asking Him about some things that are bothering me. One of the things He said is, I'm about to give you your Red Sea moment. And I'm like, what is that? And here's the backstory. So y'all know that, or those of you who've been following, you've known that our little congregation has sold its church building, has decided to disband, and we're kind of at loose ends right now. My husband and I. My husband's the minister. The congregation is 100 years old. And we've been here over 30 years as ministers. So that's the backstory. It's distressing. We love these people very much. There's no fight going on. They've gotten older. Our congregation has aged. And for whatever reason, the younger generation doesn't seem to want to worship exactly in the same forms that we do, that we're holding on to. That's beside the point. The point I'm making today in this video is this idea of a Red Sea moment. So I was in prayer. We were going to have a meeting last week when this happened. Before we went to church, I'd been in prayer. God had given me this phrase, and we didn't know we were going to have a meeting to talk about what everybody wanted to do. Do we keep going? Do we disband? And so my husband and I weren't sure how it was going to go. We weren't sure. We didn't think there was going to be a fight, and there wasn't, which is good. And we love each other. Love is very prominent. It's the thread that holds us all together. So, but we were still apprehensive. And so I was praying to God about it that morning, and He literally, this is what I wrote down. This is what I sensed that He said to me. He said, "You don't need to be afraid. I am mightier than the distress you're feeling. You are going to be surrounded by me and a guard of angels. You are about to experience your Red Sea moment." And I mean, look, if you don't remember the Red Sea story, Moses is delivering the Israelites out of Egypt. They get pressed up against the Red Sea. The Egyptians are coming. God rescues them. Really, Moses, the Israelites start griping like they always did, and Moses is like, y'all need to shut up because God's fixing to do something. Watch how our God's about to rescue us. And then God says to Moses, y'all need to get up. Stretch out your rod, part the Red Sea. And he did. They walked on dry land. God rescued them. And the Egyptians started in hot pursuit, and then the sea fell on the Egyptians. That's the abridged version of that story. The point I'm making is, I love that phrase the Lord gave me. This is your Red Sea moment, meaning just watch what I'm about to do. And granted, it wasn't we were sad that we had gotten to this point, and yet it seemed the right time. And it was handled so beautifully. And God was so present during that meeting. And at the end of it, I think is what God wants. I'm pretty firm on that. But at the same time, man, when you're pressed up against the wall, a wall, or you're like, I'm not sure what's about to happen. And God says, this is your Red Sea moment. How can you argue that? So from now on, I'm like, man, I'm going to start using that phrase. This is my Red Sea moment. That means God's about to deliver me from whatever is in pursuit. That's not good. Your comments are amazing on this channel. When I read your comments, I'm encouraged. And I like to know, what are your Red Sea moments? I thought of one. The day my daughter died, I went into the hospital that morning, and I was walking to the elevator, and I thought, man, God, I can't do this anymore. I was like physically and mentally at my wit's end. And then that morning she died. That was a Red Sea moment for me. When I read your comments, it reminds me that I'm not alone. Here I am in little bitty Bovina, Texas. I got nothing. Nobody knows nothing about me. And, or this place or anything. And that's fine. I prefer it that way, quite frankly. But, God still gives me Red Sea moments, even in the middle of nowhere. And He can give you those moments too. And I love that we're family. Y'all have reminded me, I'm not alone. I mean, I know I have God, but I have you, my brothers and sisters all over the world. Y'all are like England and Germany and all these other countries. Our family is so big. We have a very big family tree, y'all. And I didn't realize that until I read your comments, because I feel isolated sometimes here. And so I guess I want to encourage you a couple of things, maybe 3 things. First of all, God's bigger than whatever distress you're feeling. And you've got Him with you, along with, I don't know how many angels, probably a bunch. A guard of angels. That's what that's the word He used, a guard. They're guarding me. Okay, so that's super cool to have that perk as a child of God. And then another thing is that whatever you're feeling pressed up against, He can rescue you. He's bigger. He's bigger than whatever it is you're struggling with. And you will have a Red Sea moment, if not many Red Sea moments in your life. So start looking for them. And let's tell each other just tell me, what is it? What is it that you've been rescued from? I guess those are the only 2 things that I kind of wanted to hone in on and share with you, because I thought that was a stinking cool phrase to use. Red Sea moment. Oh, and I'm wearing red today, so there you go. So anyway, be looking for those moments. There's probably many that happen that I'm not even aware of, but I was aware of that one last week because it worked out fine. It worked out just fine. And He delivered me and rescued me, and He'll do the same for you. I promise. He is a good God, and He loves us so much. So hang on to that. Look for your Red Sea moment. This is Gina Lima Charlie. I'm out.